Think back to your childhood for a second. It was a time of real freedom, before cell phones and before constant supervision. A time back when the things our parents saw as perfectly normal would probably get them arrested today. So, let's dive into those moments from our 80s childhood that sound unbelievable now, but felt completely normal at the time. Back in the 80s, this was the rule. Not a schedule, not a location share, just one line from your parents. Be home when the streetlights come on. That was it. We spent hours outside riding bikes, playing ball, wandering the neighborhood, and nobody was checking on us every 10 minutes. Parents didn't know exactly where we were, and back then, that was normal. Today, that would sound wild. Now kids have phones, trackers, and constant check-ins. But back in the day, the streetlight turning on was like the ultimate game over buzzer. Drop whatever you were doing and head home, fast, hoping you weren't already late. Getting in the back of a pickup truck used to be no big deal. You'd hop back there, sit on the tailgate, sometimes even stand up, holding on to the cab while the road rolled by. We laughed, messed around, and never once thought about safety rules. Dad drove, we bounced along, and that was just normal. In the current climate, if you even thought about putting a kid back there, you'd likely have Child Protective Services on your doorstep before you could even explain. Back then, it didn't feel risky at all. It just felt like growing up. On a hot summer day, nobody went inside looking for a glass. You ran straight to the yard, grabbed the garden hose, and waited a second for the hot water to pass. Then you drank. That water was the best tasting water after playing outside all day in the sun. Sure, it had that slight rubbery taste, but man, it was cold, fresh, and exactly what you needed. Contrast that with the modern era, where the immediate thought is about bacteria, chemicals, and warnings on the label. At the time, nobody cared. You took a few big gulps, wiped your mouth, dropped the hose, and went right back to playing like nothing else mattered. These weren't toy darts. They were heavy, metal-tipped lawn darts that you threw high into the air and just hoped they landed near the target, and not in someone's foot. Kids played with them right in the yard, aiming, tossing, and trusting everyone else to stay clear. To a modern audience, just describing that game sounds insane. Now, everything comes with warning labels and age limits. We didn't think twice about it, and somehow, we're still here. Meanwhile, the modern generation gets nervous about playground equipment. Different times, different rules, and a whole lot fewer lawsuits. This one sounds completely made up to kids today. Parents would hand you a few dollars, sometimes a note, and send you into the store to buy cigarettes. And most of the time, the clerk didn't even blink. Sometimes there wasn't a note at all. They just sold them to you. Try explaining that to a kid now, and they'll think you're joking. Walk into any store at present, and you're met with ID scanners and surveillance cameras. In those days, it was normal. You bought the cigarettes, maybe grabbed a candy bar with the change, and walked out like you'd just done an everyday errand. This one really wasn't normal, even back then. We just treated it like it was. We rode bikes all day, down hills, through traffic, off homemade ramps, and nobody wore a helmet. No pads, no protection, nothing. Wipeouts happened all the time. Scraped knees, busted elbows, and, yeah, plenty of head hits that would send parents to the ER today. Now, kids can't even roll down the driveway without a helmet, lights, and rules. Looking back, it's kind of amazing more of us didn't get seriously hurt. We weren't brave. We were just unaware. And somehow, we survived it. Treehouses back then weren't some store-bought kits with instructions. We built them ourselves, using real hammers, real nails, and whatever scrap wood we could find. No helmets, no gloves, no adult supervision. Someone held the board, someone swung the hammer, and somehow it all stayed together. Falls happened. Missed nails happened. Today, the idea of kids climbing trees with real tools and zero safety gear would make parents panic. The phone would ring, and whoever was closest just picked it up. No caller ID, no name on a screen. You had absolutely no idea who was on the other end. A relative, a wrong number, or a complete stranger. Kids answered the house phone all the time, sometimes just saying hello, and other times joking with something like pizza place. If you remember yours, write it in the comments. In this day and age, parents warn kids not to talk to anyone they don't know, and most calls don't even get answered anymore. Back then, you talked first and figured it out later. This one's hard to believe now. You'd be sitting in the back seat while a parent lit up. Windows rolled all the way up, smoke filling the car. If you were lucky, the car had one of those little wing windows, and cracking that thing open felt like a lifesaver. We'd complain we couldn't breathe, ask for a window to be opened, and nothing changed. In the world we live in now, smoking in a car with kids would cause an instant meltdown. Back then, it was just another drive home. Eyes burning, clothes smelling like smoke, and everyone acting like it was no big deal. BB guns and firecrackers were just part of growing up. We shot cans, signs, whatever we could find, and lit firecrackers in the street or the backyard just to see what would happen. Someone always said, "Don't aim at anyone," and that was basically the safety talk. Today, kids can barely touch a plastic toy without supervision. Back then, we were trusted with things that could actually hurt someone, and somehow we made it through. Looking back, it's kind of wild how normal that all felt. For a lot of us, getting to school didn't involve a parent, a car line, or anyone walking beside us. We grabbed our backpack and headed out the door, sometimes at 6 or 7 years old. We crossed streets, cut through yards, walked a few blocks, and figured things out along the way. It's a scene that's almost unimaginable now, as letting a kid that young walk alone would have neighbors calling it in within minutes. Back then, that was just how you got to school. A big thank you to everyone who takes the time to leave comments on these videos. Reading your stories and memories is honestly one of the best parts of doing this. If any of this brought something back for you, share it with a friend, a sibling, or someone who remembers these things the same way you do. And if you enjoy revisiting moments like this, consider subscribing. There's a lot more on the way. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.